In the heart of ancient Israel, palace life bustles with activity. Servants scurry through vast halls, courtiers murmur in elegant clusters, and the distant strains of exotic music add a touch of otherworldly splendor to the royal residence. At the center of power sits King Ahab, a man visibly weighed down by the complexities of his rule. Boredom mingles with a sense of overwhelm in his expression as he surveys the endless stream of petitions placed before him by elders insistent on clinging to the ancient customs of their forebears. Beside him stands Queen Jezebel, fierce and resplendent in her regal Phoenician attire. Her sharp eyes miss nothing. She bristles with an authority that commands both respect and caution, her mind ever turning with strategies and ambitions. In her voice, there is a hint of impatience as she addresses her husband. The endless grievances of the local elders seem to her like stubborn barnacles clinging to a ship's hull, annoying remnants of a past she believes should be swept away. King Ahab sighs. He feels the weight of his people's traditions. These are the children of Israel, after all, deeply rooted, stretching back generations. Their stories and worship, their ties to the land, and their singular devotion to Yahweh seem immovable. But to Jezebel, it is these very roots, the worship of what she dismisses as a provincial desert god, that hinder progress. In her homeland of Tyre, she reminds Ahab, progress flourishes beneath the open and exuberant worship of Baal, the rain-bringer, the giver of prosperity. Their alliance should be more than a political arrangement. It is for Jezebel a mission to integrate Baal's worship fully into Israel's very fabric. Though Ahab protests that he has honored his end of the bargain, building temples and shrines to Baal, Jezebel finds this insufficient. True devotion, she insists, is not token gestures, but total transformation. She desires a kingdom unified, not just in politics, but in faith. A faith that sweeps away Yahweh worship, which she blames for rebellion and famine, and hallows Baal as the source of rain and abundance. But the old ways persist. Many still follow Yahweh, and Ahab, ever the reluctant reformer, expresses unease at the prospect of forcefully stamping out their beliefs. Jezebel, undeterred, sharpens her resolve. Those unwilling to adapt, she says, must be taught or removed. Her power is cold and calculating, a force as unyielding as the carved pillars of the palace itself. Just then, a hush descends as a stranger strides boldly into the throne room. His wild eyes, weathered appearance, and unkempt hair mark him as out of place, a relic of the wilderness. This is Elijah, the prophet. His booming voice breaks the tension, declaring that, by the living God of Israel, there will be neither dew nor rain for years to come, save at his command. Shock ripples through the court. Jezebel's lip curls in disdain. Such prophecies to her belong to madmen and fanatics. Yet Elijah's words hang heavy, his challenge unmistakable, his exit leaving behind a stunned, silent dread. Time passes, and the threat becomes reality. 3 years of unrelenting drought descend upon the land. Crops wither, rivers thin to mud, and the people cry out in desperation. Within the palace, Jezebel paces in frustration, her anger worn raw by the dry wind's mournful song. The priests of Baal have prayed and sacrificed, yet the skies remain pitiless. Jezebel, furious, blames the superstition of Yahweh, redoubling her campaign to eradicate the last prophets loyal to the ancient God. Still, resistance persists. Obadiah, a servant of the court, has hidden 100 of Yahweh's prophets in secret caves, risking Jezebel's deadly wrath. The drought's grip forces a confrontation. Elijah reappears, challenging King Ahab to meet him at Mount Carmel with all of Baal's prophets assembled. Jezebel's eyes glint with dangerous excitement. After years of waiting, the adversary finally emerges, a day for Baal to prove his power or for her enemies to be humbled. Thousands gather at Mount Carmel, A trembling multitude balanced precariously between two faiths. On one side, 450 prophets of Baal, clad in splendid robes, chant and dance feverishly, calling down fire from their god. On the other stands Elijah alone, his calm resolve a stark contrast to the frenzied spectacle. Ahab and Jezebel observe from a distance, the outcome uncertain, but the stakes absolute. Elijah's challenge rings out. Let the true God reveal himself by fire. As the day drags on, Baal's priests grow ever more desperate, slashing themselves, voices ragged from screaming. But the heavens stay silent. Elijah taunts them, mocking Baal's apparent absence. When his turn comes, he drenches his altar with water and offers a humble prayer. Suddenly, a flash of lightning splits the sky, and fire consumes the sacrifice, altar, stones, and even the water in the trenches. A collective gasp rises from the crowd, and a cry goes up, "The Lord, He is God." The people surge forward, seizing the prophets of Baal. Jezebel, watching her loyal servants fall, is overcome with fury. Her defiance hardens. Elijah's victory is a wound, but she promises retribution. Now rain returns, drumming upon the palace roof at night, washing away the dust of drought, but not Jezebel's thirst for vengeance. She paces like a caged lioness, swearing that Elijah will not live another day. Her iron will persist even as Ahab crumbles, haunted by the shifting currents of power and faith swirling around him. But ambition soon takes another form. Ahab covets the vineyard of Naboth, a loyal Israelite who refuses to surrender his ancestral inheritance. Ahab sulks, but Jezebel, ever decisive, crafts a cruel scheme. False accusations, sham justice, and Naboth is stoned to death. The vineyard is seized, yet judgment is swift. Elijah confronts Ahab, prophesying doom. The king's blood will be licked by dogs where Naboth fell, and Jezebel's fate will be to be devoured by dogs at Jezreel's wall. Years pass. Ahab falls in battle, slain and abandoned by fate. Dogs lap his blood from the stones, and Jezebel, older but undiminished in pride, faces her end as Jehu storms the palace. Dressed with regal defiance, Jezebel hurls curses from her window. In a final act of betrayal, her own servants throw her down at Jehu's command. Her body is trampled, and nothing is left but skull, feet, and hands. The final echo of Elijah's prophecy. In the dust and ruin, the tale of Jezebel and Ahab stands as a lesson in the perils of pride, ambition, and the inevitable reckoning that follows when power is misused and faith is manipulated to serve earthly ends. The rise and fall of their reign would echo through the ages, a story of confrontation between gods and kings, old ways and new, and the unyielding march of fate.